it focus?
Hi, my friends, it's Matt. Today I wanted to talk to you about why you're not happy. Now, I don't claim to be this life expert or anything like that. I don't have my life figured out, that's for sure. But I read a lot about it and I watch a lot of videos about it. And to me, there are five problems. Five real problems why people aren't happy. And these are like tangible problems that you can clearly see. Not only that, but they have very clear solutions that we can work towards. So that's what we're going to talk about today. It's a great day to have a great day, by the way. I'm enjoying my Starbucks coffee. It's my weekend. It's my Saturday. It's beautiful weather. It's like 75 right now. It's going to get hot. It's going to get hot. But I splurge on Starbucks twice a week. On my weekends, I get coffee. I don't have caffeine. Anyway, we're getting off topic already. I just love coffee. There's a guy blowing over here. You can probably hear it. But we're going to talk about five problems. Five problems with why you're not happy with your life the way it is now. And five real solutions to those problems. And we're going to work on those together. And again, like I said, I'm not a life expert. I don't have this all figured out. But this is what I've learned about myself through trial and error and what I've read and all these things. And I've combined it into one topic with actionable solutions. That's the most important thing. Everyone looks up these, why am I not happy? Why am I unhappy? But they don't find solutions. So we're going to talk about the solutions as well, and that's very important. So I'm going to list the five problems first, and then we're going to go into the solutions for them. The first, and I'm looking at my computer monitor. That's why I'm not looking at you all the time. I got to check my notes here. So here are the five problems. And of course, there could be more, there could be less. These are the most common five problems that I have found in my life personally. Number one, your work feels meaningless. If you get up every day and your work feels like it doesn't matter, or it's not important, or it's not contributing in some way, bringing value to someone, then you're not going to be happy with your work. And you've got to be happy with your work because you spend most of your life working. If you work a 9-to-5 job, most of your life is spent working. And you want that job to be fulfilling and to bring value to others. If it's not, you're not going to feel fulfilled and you're not going to be happy with it. You've got to find meaningful work. So that's number one. Your work feels meaningless. And I'm going to list all of them and then we'll get into the solutions after. Number two is you don't have a good life balance. Life balance is so important. And what do I mean by that? Well, if you work 9-to-5, or say you work 9-to-9, or 8-to-7, say you have long work hours, or just a normal work day, and you come home and you have to do chores, or you have to do, you have to take care of the kids, or whatever. You don't have time to decompress from work. You don't have time to relax. You don't have hobbies to fulfill you in other areas of your life. You need a good life balance. And some people call that a work-life balance because work is such a big part of your life. But you need a balance. You don't want to be working all the time, even if you love what you do. I'm sure you've heard of Gary Vaynerchuk. He's like a famous author, YouTuber, all these other things. Social media guy. He is all about the hustle. He's all about the grind, and he talks about that a lot. But what a lot of people miss is that he also emphasizes the importance of work-life balance because he doesn't work all the time. He has said all the videos that you see, all the content he puts out, that's about 10% of his life. 10%, that's it. So the other 90% is his personal life because he has a good work-life balance, even though he works a lot. So that's very important. You need a work-life balance. You don't want to be working all the time, even if your work fulfills you, like number one. You need to have hobbies to fulfill those other areas of your life, to give you some free time, to give you some other personal enjoyment that's not just work all the time. Because if you work all the time, chances are you're going to lose the spark and the joy for it, even if you find it meaningful. My screensaver went on, so hold on. I don't know how to prevent that from happening. I'm going to edit this out. Maybe. Or maybe you're going to watch me turn my screensaver off like an idiot. It's frozen. Alright, here we go. This is so unprofessional. There's a bunch of kids walking to school. They all think I'm stupid. It's okay. Alright, start after 1 hour. Good. Alright. So that was number 2. You don't have a good life balance. Number 3. This is reasons why you're not happy in your life. Number 3. You feel out of control. You don't feel in control of your life. And that could be a lot of different things, or it could just be one area that you feel out of control. For example, you feel out of control in your finances. Maybe you don't make enough money. That's a very common thing. I don't make enough money. I mean, I make enough to get by, but I don't make a lot of money. I have a typical job. I'm in Orlando. I'm in the service industry. I don't make a ton of money. So sometimes I feel very out of control of my finances. Maybe you feel out of control in other ways. Maybe you feel out of control in health. Your health has declined. Maybe you feel out of control with your personal life, your family. You don't feel like you have control of your family. Maybe your relationship is spiraling out of control. All of these things can contribute to your unhappiness. So number 3 is you feel out of control. Okay, and that could mean whatever you want it to mean. But if it's happening to you, you probably already have an idea of what the thing is, right? Number 4, you compare yourself to others. Now, obviously, good comparisons are good. Some comparisons are good. So, if you compare yourself to others for inspiration, then that's obviously a good thing. But if you compare yourself to others just to tear yourself down, just to see, well, I'm not there, I'm not good enough, I'm not as good as them, they're ahead of me and they're younger, blah, blah, blah. Don't do it. It's not worth it. You don't need to compare yourself to others to be happy. Okay? So that's number 4. And then finally, number 5, the 5th reason why you may not be happy is you aren't patient with yourself. You're rushing yourself. You're rushing your success. You're rushing your wealth. You're rushing your health. You're rushing your relationship. Whatever it may be, you're not patient. You're not willing to put in the work, the slow, long hours, months, years that it takes to develop whatever you want to develop. And you're not willing to put in that work. You're rushing yourself, and it makes you unhappy with where you are in life. Really think about that. When I ever get bogged down at work, and I'm like, gosh, I really hate this job. And I don't really hate the job, but when I'm in the midst of the job, frustrated, I'm like, man, this job is so annoying. But what is it really? Is it because I'm just thinking I'm not successful and I'm impatient with myself and I want to be higher up or I want to be somewhere else? And it's all because I'm not willing to put in the work to wait, the grueling hours it takes to slowly move up. Success is a slow climb to the top or the middle or wherever you're going to end up. It's not a big leap. It's slow climbs to the top. So you're not patient with yourself. That's the 5th reason. Okay, so now we've done all 5 reasons. I'm going to take a sip of the coffee again. Also, by the way, this is an Americano black. Just, you're not wondering, but in case you were. It is making my mouth a little dry, so if I swallow a lot, I'm sorry. Also, it's in the morning. It's like 8:35. 8:35 in the morning, and I feel like I have a good vocal warmth, but I'm pretty sure this like $20 microphone from Amazon is not going to pick it up. Doesn't matter. We're on a budget here, okay? Like I said, I don't make a lot of money. All right, so what are the 5 solutions to these 5 real problems of why you are unhappy? So what was the first one? Your work feels meaningless, right? You're unhappy because you're at work and you feel like, what is this contributing? What is the point of this? This isn't helping anyone. This is just a waste of my time. I'm just doing it for the paycheck. All right? What is the solution to that? Find a job you enjoy. All right? It sounds very simple, but find a job you enjoy. All right? There are so many opportunities today, especially with the internet, to find something you enjoy. Why do you think I write music in my free time? I enjoy it, right? I enjoy my work. I enjoy when I'm at work. Obviously, it's frustrating. Obviously, I don't make enough money or as much money as I'd like to. But find work that's meaningful. Find work that you find meaningful. Help people, you know. Just find a job you enjoy. There's so much opportunity with the internet. You can literally do anything you want. Anything. And it's never too late to start. If you're 45 and you're sick of looking at spreadsheets all day, what is something you enjoy? What is something you find meaningful? Figure out what it is, figure out where you'd like to be with that thing, and then backtrack from there. Remember, baby steps are the key to success. So start from the top. Start from your ideal picture of where you want to be, say in 5 or 10 years. And then backtrack from there and figure out what is the first baby step you need to take to start getting into that area. And then do it. That's the real problem. You got to do it. You got to take action. If you don't take action, nothing's going to happen, right? I hope this audio quality is good. I'm seeing that the wind is like really affecting it, but we'll figure it out. I apologize if you're hearing a bunch of wind. Okay, number 2. What is the real solution? Well, number 2 was you don't have a good life balance. Or in some cases, you don't have a good work-life balance. Oh, hold on. Number 1, your work feels meaningless. What's another thing you can do? Zoom in and focus on the small picture. No one ever says that. That is a key point here. So if your work feels meaningless and you're bogged down in the day-to-day grind, zoom in and focus on the small picture. Now, what does that mean? Everyone says, zoom out, focus on the big picture. Look at the big picture. Look how you're helping. You're a little cog in the wheel and you're doing this for them. No. Zoom in, focus on the small picture. What's right in front of you? How can you do that to the best of your ability? Right? So me, I'm interacting with a guest. It's the 500th time I've been asked that question in the last 7 minutes, right? I'm annoyed. But zoom in, focus on the small picture. I'm a human being talking to another human being who's trying to enjoy themselves, who's trying to make the most of their time, who's trying to make the most of their money, who wants to have a good time, who wants to know how to do something or where to go or whatever. So zoom in, focus on the small picture. I'm a person talking to this person who's just trying to do the best for their family. How can I be of service to them? That individual person. Focus on the individual, not the big picture, not the big, I'm just a little cog in the wheel, I'm a nobody. This is a personal interaction I'm having. Focus on that and do that and answer that to the best of my ability. And that makes my work feel more meaningful, especially when I'm in a bad mood or especially when I'm annoyed with the job or whatever. So that's very important. So remember, if your work feels meaningless, first of all, try to find a job you'll enjoy. Remember, start at the bottom of that ladder and then start working your way up, backtrack. And then in the daily grind, zoom in and focus on the small picture. What can you do to the best of your ability that either no one else can, or no one else is doing, or everyone's too lazy to do, or no one's figured out yet, or whatever? Small details. Okay. Number 2. No, number 3. Right? No, number 2. You don't have a good life balance, right? You work all the time, you don't have any free time, blah, blah, blah. So what is the solution to that? Man, this wind is really acting up. All right, so you don't have a good work-life balance. What's the solution? Well, develop hobbies and make time for them. That's it. That's all I got. Develop hobbies and make time for them. Everyone says this. Gary Vaynerchuk says this. All the people I follow. Kevin O'Leary, very smart guy. Shark Tank, a bunch of other stuff. Find hobbies and then make time for those hobbies. Find things you enjoy that are not work and then make time for them. Okay? That's very important. So very important. Now, I will make a note about this. I would prefer that the hobby is creation over consumption. Okay? I'm going to say it again. You should prefer that your hobby is creation over consumption. Now, if you create for your job, so like say I was a full-time composer, if all I was doing was creating, sure, have a hobby that's consumption. But if you're looking at spreadsheets all day, if you're just talking to customers all day, if you're on the phone all day, that's not really creation, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying you want your hobby to be different from that. So I would prefer that your hobby be creation over consumption. So instead of your hobby being, I'm going to watch Netflix for 2 hours, or I'm going to, binge watch YouTube for 4 hours, make a hobby that's creation. So create something. If you like music, write a little song, write a poem, fiddle around on the guitar, learn some guitar, learn some piano, make a little tune, try to learn harmonies for songs you like, stuff like that. Creation over consumption. But the important thing is first, find a hobby that you enjoy. So whatever you like, figure that out. You already know what you like. Figure it out. Find a way to create with that hobby or consume with that hobby. And then find time to actually do it, right? So that's very important. This blower guy is getting closer, so again, I apologize if this audio is bad. I'll have to learn my lesson for next time. So, to have a good work-life balance, develop hobbies, preferably creation over consumption, and then make time for them. Very nice. Now, thirdly, why are you unhappy? You feel out of control. Your life is out of control. Something in your life is out of control. Maybe it's, your relationship. Maybe it's your finances. Maybe it's your health. Maybe it's your job. Something feels out of control and you can't get a grasp on it. You can't figure it out. You can't control it. First of all, the solution to this, there's two. The first one is realize that some things are out of your control. And be okay with that. Right? Some things are out of your control, and be okay with that. You're not going to be able to control every aspect of your life, and that's a good thing. That's what brings it, not value, but that's what brings it excitement and joy and pleasure, is that we don't know exactly what's going to happen. We can't control every second of it. It's a surprise. It's fun. You're just along for the ride. So realize that you can't control everything. Now, but secondly, you need to realize that you can take control of so many aspects of your life that you don't think you can, or you're not even trying to. So for example, finances. If you feel like you don't make enough money, I don't make as much money as I'd like. That's why I'm starting this channel. I'll be very honest. I'm hoping to be monetized with this channel eventually and then actually make a profit from it. And then maybe I can cut back on my full-time job. But that's a dream in the future, but I'm taking action on it, and that's the important thing. It might not work out. I might fail completely. This might be my last video ever. Who knows? But until you try it, you'll never find out. So take control of the things you can control. Your finances. I don't make enough money. I'm trying to earn more. I started a side business. That's why I write music. I mean, I write music because I love writing music. But if I can make money writing music, wow, what a dream, right? So I'm going to try to do that as much as possible and earn as much money on the side as I can. Again, same with the YouTube. So take control of your finances. And if you don't earn enough money or you don't earn as much money as you'd like, you have to carefully control how you spend the money. And we can do a whole video on that if you want. But you have to carefully control how you spend your money. It's very important. So, if you don't earn as much as you'd like, then you need to get your paycheck, invest a certain amount, budget a certain amount, and then what's left over is free money. We can get into a whole video on that if you'd like later on about how to take control of your finances, because it is very important and it heavily impacts your future, especially going into retirement. So take control of the things you can control. Finances is one of them. Health is another one. If you feel unhealthy, start eating healthy. That's all there is to it. If you feel overweight, start exercising and eating healthy. That's all there is to it. Take control. You're in control of the things you can control. Those are things you can control. Control them and do the best you can at them. Right? So another thing you can take control of is time. Everyone says, oh, I'd love to start a side business. I'd love to have a hobby. I don't have enough time. That is a load of crap. All right? That is a load of crap. You have plenty of time. If you're watching a movie or a TV show every night, you have time to create a side business. You have time to have a hobby. All right? And remember, try not to consume as your hobby. Try to make creation your hobby, not consumption. So, my point is you have time to do the things you want to do. Take control of all those things: finances, health, relationships. Also take control of your time, because you have time to do the things that are important. You're just choosing not to. Now, I get it. If you have like 4 kids and you're a single mom or whatever, you probably have 10 spare minutes, maybe. I get it. That's a very valid point, and I'm not downplaying that at all. But the majority of people have plenty of time to do things, to pursue their dream, to do whatever they want. And so you got to take control of that and make it happen. Take control of your time. Stop wasting it. If you're on YouTube every night, if you're on Instagram every night, if you're on Facebook every night, just mindlessly scrolling until it says you've been all caught up, that means you're scrolling too much. If Instagram tells you you're all caught up, you're scrolling too much, all right? That's a little tip I learned. So take control of your time. Figure out what it is you want to achieve. Start working towards that. Make time for it. Especially hobbies, too. Remember that work-life balance. That's the solution to that. And I'm going to touch on the work-life balance one more time. I find that when I get bogged down at work, if I get up earlier before my shift and work on music or edit a video or do something like that, I feel so much better at work because I started the day off with something I enjoy. So my whole day was not mindless work. So start your day off with something you enjoy. Make time for it. Again, make time. Take control of your time. Get up earlier. And then do something you enjoy before you go to work if you're not happy with your work. And that really helps. Anyway, so life feels out of control. What are the solutions? Realize that some things you cannot control, and then the things you can control, control them. Okay, moving on. Number 4, you compare yourself to others. So what is the solution here? Well, if you're comparing yourself to others, first of all, it doesn't make any sense to do that. So you need to realize that it doesn't make any sense, and then you need to stop doing it. Why doesn't it make any sense? Well, because everyone else has a different background than you. Everyone else is in a different situation than you. Everyone else was raised differently than you. Everyone else had a different financial background than you. So you need to realize that, and then realize that comparing yourself to other people does not make any sense. Right? Everyone has different talents than you and skill sets than you. And it does not make sense to compare yourself to other people. It just doesn't. Even people in your field of work or hobby, it does not matter. And it doesn't make any sense. So, don't compare yourself to others because they're ahead of you. You don't see the real time it took for them to get where they are. You never see, so you only see Kevin O'Leary or Gary Vaynerchuk or John Williams or Alan Silvestri, who I met. You only see those people at the top, right? You see them where they're at now, and you think, I want to be there now. You're not going to be there now. You don't see the years of failure and then the years of minor successes it took to get to where they are. You just don't see it, right? Gary Vaynerchuk spent, 20 until his 30s or something, working on his dad's wine store. Had nothing to do with his own business. Just did his dad's wine store till he was 30-something. He was patient, right? And he didn't compare himself to others. So you don't see the years it took for people to get to where they are. And it takes years. So realize that. Realize that it doesn't make any sense to compare yourself to others. I'll give you an example here. So every time I write a piece of music, I play the music before I publish it, obviously. I play it back, and I check the score and make sure it's all good. And then I realize that, oh, this is pretty good. Like, I really like this. I did a good job on this piece. And then right after, I'll go listen to like a John Williams piece or an Alan Silvestri piece. And I'll study the score for that. And then I'll realize, mine's not good at all. I'm the worst. I'm a terrible composer. Why did I even do this? This is junk. I should have just written a whole note with a fermata, and that was my whole piece. That's all I should have done. But you got to realize, I'm not John Williams. Right? I'm not going to compare myself to John Williams. I can be inspired by John Williams, and I can use him as a source of inspiration and use his techniques and stuff to be better as a composer. But I will not be John Williams. I just won't. And speaking of comparing yourself to others, the other day I saw on Instagram a girl, her name is Emily Bear, I think. She's like 16. She's a composer for orchestra, and she had already written, there was a video on Instagram of her conducting at Warner Brothers Studios a full orchestra, a medley of like film theme songs, or film score themes. 16 years old. I'm 27. Gonna turn 28 in a few months. And I was like, I am a failure. I'm an absolute disgrace. But again, I can't compare myself to her. She's good, and I can draw inspiration from her, and I can appreciate her, and I can be happy for her successes. But I can't compare myself to her. I can aspire to do those things in my own time, but I cannot compare myself to her, or it will just devastate me. So don't compare yourself to others. Another good quote that I always like is, don't compare yourself to other people. Compare yourself to yourself yesterday. Compare yourself to you yesterday. That's the only comparison you need in your life. And then you'll slowly make incremental improvements to get better. And if every day there's that 1% rule, right? If every day you get 1% better, in 10 years, you're going to be phenomenal. And you're going to be that person that people are looking up to. If you just get 1% better every day, compare yourself to yourself yesterday, right? And that's so important. God, there was another quote I was going to say. I'm all about the quotes. There was another quote I was going to say, and now I can't remember it. Anyway, so don't compare yourself to other people. It's a waste of time. Now, fifth point. Why aren't you happy? You're not patient with yourself. Okay? And that's an important one. You're not patient with yourself. So, what's the solution? Remember, we're doing actionable solutions here. What's the solution to that? Be patient. Realize that things take time. Just like I said in the previous point, things take time. Go slowly, make incremental improvements, get 1% better every day, compare yourself to you yesterday. That's all you need to worry about. And be patient with yourself. That's the quote I was thinking of. Okay. People overestimate what they can accomplish in 6 months, but they underestimate what they can accomplish in 10 years. Just think about that. People underestimate what they can accomplish in 10 years. So where you can be in 10 years is way beyond your dreams. Way beyond what you could imagine. You're capable of that. But people overestimate where they'll be in 6 months. So people want in 6 months to have 1 million followers on Instagram, 1 million YouTube subscribers, making, $10,000 a month. It's just not going to happen unless you're very lucky and some things just happen to go right for you. It's just not going to happen. So don't overestimate what you can accomplish in 6 months. Have realistic goals in 6 months. And then in 10 years, you'll be where you want to be, or better. So I just really like that quote. So be patient with yourself, but there's a fine line between patience and apathy. Fine line. Don't be so patient that you don't make any progress, right? Don't be so patient that you're like, I don't have to do this till next month. Or, I missed the deadline for when I wanted to publish a video. I'll just do it next week. No, don't be patient with yourself like that. Be patient on your long-term goals. But in everyday life, push yourself. Be impatient. On your daily tasks, be impatient with yourself. Do as much as you can. Make as much progress as you can. Do that 1% better every day. Be impatient with yourself short term and be very patient with yourself long term. And I'm talking 5 to 10 years. And I'm talking to myself too because I really have to learn this. So be patient with yourself long term, but be impatient with your slow tasks for improvement. And also, live in the moment. That's another thing I want to talk about. If you aren't patient with yourself, you're driving yourself crazy and you're making yourself unhappy and you're not even enjoying your own hobbies and stuff because you're just so impatient. You want to succeed immediately. You want these things to happen for you immediately. Sit back, relax, enjoy the moment. Look, I got a Starbucks coffee here. I'm sitting outside on a nice patio at my apartment complex. I'm looking out at grass and trees and stuff, and there's the sky over there. Like, it's just nice, right? Just observe what is around you and enjoy it and live in the moment. Stop comparing yourself to others. Stop being impatient with yourself. Live in the moment. Look at the people walking by. Look at the people playing volleyball. There's no one playing volleyball, but there could be because there's a net right there. Look at the people at the pool. There's also no people at the pool, but there could be. These are all bad examples. But anyway, you get the point. So live in the moment. Appreciate the small details. Appreciate the small details of life, right? Sometimes you need to just sit back, soak it all in, and appreciate where you've gone in life. Appreciate what you've accomplished so far. Even if you don't think it's a lot, you've done more than a lot of people have. Remember, if you're getting 1% better every day, you're already doing better than like 99% of people who are just complacent in their life. It's slowly getting hot to where I'm not enjoying my coffee anymore. But I'm appreciating the small details of life. So I love this. Anyway, so be patient, slowly hustle towards your goals. That's another thing. Gary Vaynerchuk talks about hustle, the grind, all that, and people misunderstand what he's saying. People think, oh, you need to be hustling all day, 24/7, 365, never take a day off, work, 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 no family, no hobbies, no time. He's not saying that at all. He's saying, in the time that you do a lot to work, hustle. But then also have that time where you need to have hobbies. Live in the moment. Appreciate what's going on. Appreciate where you've been. Work on your goals slowly, 1% better, blah, blah, blah. But in the time that you do designate to work, if you designate an hour a day in the morning to get up early and work on your goal, work on your side business, work on your hobby, be creative, whatever it is, then hustle in that hour, right? Make that hour really count. And again, if you do it in the morning, you'll be happier at work throughout the day because you started your day off with something you like. Okay, so let's do a quick recap here. What are the problems? Number 1, your work feels meaningless. What are the solutions? Find a job you enjoy, and then in the day-to-day operation, if your work feels meaningless, zoom in and focus on the small picture. What is the exact thing you're doing, and how can you do it the best of your ability? How can you make an impact in that one little thing? So zoom in, focus on the small picture. Number 2, you don't have a good life balance. What can you do? Develop hobbies and then make time for them. Preferably creative hobbies over consumption hobbies. Number 3, your life feels out of control. First, remember that some things are out of your control. You can't control everything. You can't control what other people do. You can't control how other people react to what you're doing. You can't control every member of your family. You can't control every aspect of your relationship. But realize that there are some things you can control and take control of them. Finances, food, health, exercise, time. You can control all those things. So take control of them. Pick one thing. If a lot of things feel out of control, just pick one thing. Take control of that first. Don't overwhelm yourself, right? It's not worth it, and you're going to make no progress. Don't overwhelm yourself. Find one thing that you want to take control of, maybe the most immediate, maybe the most urgent, and then take control of that slowly but surely. 1% better every day, and then you'll get there. And then once you've taken control of that, you can move on to the next thing you want to take control of, right? So don't overwhelm yourself with these goals. That's another important thing. Number 4, you compare yourself to others. What's the solution? It doesn't make any sense to do that. Everyone has a different background, different skill set, different financial situation, different relationships. Everyone is different, so it doesn't make any sense to compare yourself to others. Don't forget the time it took for them to get to where they are. Don't compare yourself. So for me, don't compare myself to John Williams today, right? Makes no sense. Use other people's success for inspiration and be happy for them, but don't compare yourself to their success. Compare yourself to you yesterday, right? And the 5th thing is, why aren't you happy? You're not patient with yourself. You're too impatient. And what are the solutions? Be patient. Live in the moment. Appreciate the small details of life. And slowly hustle towards goals. Get 1% better every day. Don't overestimate what you can do in 6 months. And remember how much you can do in 10 years beyond your dreams. So be patient with yourself in the long-term goals and be impatient with yourself in your day-to-day grind. So anyway, my friends, I think that about covers it. Those are the 5 things. I hope that was a good video. I hope you liked it. Again, I'm not pretending to have life figured out. I'm recording this with a $20 microphone from Amazon. My phone is sitting on my laptop, and it's just pointed at me, and I hit record. So I'm not pretending to have this figured out. I don't know what I'm doing. But I'm just having fun with it. I'm just doing it. I don't even care anymore. I'm just doing it. Doing it to do it. Doing it because it's fun and I like it. So I'm not trying to be a life expert here. If you have any specific things that you find you disagree with, or maybe you have another reason that people can be unhappy that I didn't think of, which I'm sure there's a lot, feel free to share it in the comments. I definitely appreciate if you comment, like this video, and then subscribe to the channel. It'll definitely help out the algorithm, which apparently is so important to get subscribers, which is, again, my ultimate goal, because I'd love to make money with this channel someday. So anyway, I hope you appreciate this video. Remember, it's a great day to have a great day. And until next time, have a great day. Bye, my friends.